Hi, my name is John Cooter. I'm the VP of Marketing for the IP and Prototyping Group at Synopsys. And with me here is James Wu, who is the Director of Strategic Marketing for the IP Group. We're here today to talk to you about the new exciting Internet of Things marketplace, or called IoT. And, you know, James, one of the things that's interesting about the IoT market, it's really a highly fragmented market. Tell us about some of the applications.
John, and people are talking about this IoT can potentially actually impacting humans' life. And people are talking about cognitive computing, machine learnings, that you get into every major industry and retransform the industry the way how they do things, new business models and new solutions and everything. It really started getting the entire electronics and semiconductor industry very, very excited.
Yeah, it's a time of great innovation right now. Some of the things that were demonstrated at the Consumer Electronics Show were really interesting. For example, self-watering plants, biometric shirts. I mean, a lot of creativity and a lot of new applications going into, which I think is going to spur a pretty tremendous amount of innovation in the semiconductor industry. When we talk about the Internet of Things at Synopsys, we're really focused on three major areas. The first is edge devices. The second is the aggregation layer, which is increasingly being called the fog. I love that term. And then the third, of course, is the cloud computing. Now, the edge devices are what the users interact with. They collect the data. You know, they transmit it to the aggregation layer, typically a wireless router or maybe a cell phone. And there, you know, that data goes upstream into the cloud where it gets stored and processed. Tell us a little bit more about the edge devices.
The edge devices that we're really focusing on right now, getting a lot of industry tractions, are two areas. One is the wearable devices, could be the up-and-coming, going to be announced next week, the Apple Watch, or Google Glass. Although the first generation of the Google Glass may not be viewed as very successful, but Microsoft is introducing their generation of the glass technologies, and those are the kind of a product being used or being viewed as wearable devices. The second area is what we call is machine-to-machine. Is, for example, parking meters may be connected to the internet. Your at home, your digital lock could be actually capture a camera. Even the owner may not be at home, but they can still interact with the people who knock in the door. Technology and products like that are actually a very good example that's being introduced into the market.
And, you know, the IoT introduces a lot of new challenges for SoC designers. For example, functional integration is high. The system cost has to be low. You have to focus on energy efficiency and long battery life. Security is a big issue. Who wants your dishwasher to spy on you? That's the joke that I always make. Or interoperability. These are all things that are very large. Can you challenges for an IoT designer? Can you give us a little bit more insight into that?
The key, John, you're absolutely right. All these areas are very critical and being addressed by people who are designing this kind of a product. But among them all, the energy efficiency is really the number one concern and priority. Think about a digital lighting and that you have to actually climb up the pole and change the lights every 3 months. That will be a tremendous cost for the cities or the governments and do something like that. So the wearable devices, similar things. If you actually have a very intelligent watch you can interact with, but you have to charge every day or every 3 days. Currently, most of the product you have to charge every 3 days. The goal is to be able to last more than 10 days. That's the idea. So you can see the energy efficiency is really a very, very tremendous challenge that you can't really using existing solution or product try to address wearable devices like that.
You know, one of the holy grails in the Internet of Things is self-powered devices. You showed me this great diagram the other day about the potential that all of us as humans have, from the motions of your arm to the breaths that you take. Tell us a little bit about how much energy we can just generate as a human being.
There's a lot of different ways, and people even joke about even the stress that you have can actually producing new energies. But again, the goal is in the future is not just producing a device like that using your own energy, but and gather the data and come up with recommendations that can truly actually change people's life, not just show you the information or the data, how many steps you have walked, but using those energy, self-energy powered, and produce ultimate results and come back and benefits individuals.